Hello everyone. I wanted to create an intro video to get my word out there regarding my channel and what my goals are actually for this new YouTube channel. My name is Francis Ram. I am the creator of this channel and a blog/site called The Reborn Mind. The purpose of A Reborn Mind, and for that, my website, I've also linked below to this video, so please feel free to check that out. The purpose of The Reborn Mind and this overall concept is to help others cultivate the greatest version of themselves. Now, the greatest version of yourself does not always mean one specific thing, doesn't have one specific definition. But there's so many tools and so many paths out there to reach where you want to reach. In my case, the majority of my life, I was living in pretty much a shell of what you see right now. I was living without any happiness, any type of positive thinking, or any self-love at all. But I know if I can reach to rock bottom all the way up here, then I know you can too, definitely. I know there's a lot of material out there, and it seems like there is. I've done a lot of research, watched videos, read. There's a lot of things out there about self-growth and improving yourself, which at all is totally not a bad thing at all. I love it. I love it that people are out there wanting to help. But sometimes it's good to have somebody who's actually been through it and can come from a perspective of it having the experiences. I think it just holds a little bit more weight. At the same time, this is not gonna be the only channel or site that you can see. There's so many resources out there. At the end of the day, I just want you to be the best you. So if it's not with me, find help somewhere, find that spark somewhere else. I'm totally fine with it as long as you reach your goal. And that's what the main purpose is. Most of what I teach comes from my own personal experience. I wanna be as transparent as possible. So my story is your story. So whatever I say, feel free to share with anybody else that you want. I have no qualms, nothing wrong with that, because if I can help you and you can help somebody else, then that's even a bigger blessing. If you're out there and it seems like there's no hope in life and the inner peace or happiness doesn't exist, I can tell you bluntly, straight up, you're wrong. It does, and you can achieve it. Ask yourself this. Do you really want to live in the state you're right now? Do you want to be in your self-being that you're going day through day, week by week, month by month, and experiencing that? I'm thinking the answer is probably a resounding no. Then there you have it. If you have the inner desire to become the better version of yourself and not accept your current being, then you're already there. This is the biggest step. The biggest step is taking that first step. I know it sounds a little redundant, but that first step is key. Like anything else in life, if you procrastinate on things or you just don't want to do something, it's always because of that first step. And if you take that first step and decide you desire to become a better person, a better version of you, and cultivate love for yourself, then you're already halfway there, honestly. There are too many of us out there that think there is no hope in this physical world. There's no future in our lives. I was one of those people. Not that long ago. I'd say maybe going on 6 months ago. So you might think, well, what does this guy know? He's only been doing this for a few months. Trust me, in those few months, I've realized that there is hope, there is a future, and there is happiness, and there's an end of that path that you want to reach. For me, it took a pretty significant life change and a shock to kind of jolt me into saying, hey, do I want to just be this person and not change and just keep repeating the vicious cycle over and over in relationships and other aspects of life? Or do I want to go the other route and choose to become a better version so I'm not repeating the mistakes? So I know when life brings challenges on, I know I can handle it. I know I can succeed. I know things won't fall apart as they have in the past. I did mention that I want to be as transparent as possible in this channel, and that's still true, but that shocking jolt or that life event that happened to me that made me just want to become a better version and change for the better, I will discuss that down the road, I'm sure in some of my blog posts or maybe in just another YouTube video. But for now, I just want to keep it to myself, but I'm not trying to hide anything. It's just something that I know at this point I don't want to share, but it doesn't mean it's not something I won't share down the road. In fact, my goal for you is to not have to go through such a life-altering shock, such a loss or sacrifice you have to make in order to want to change yourself for the better. Why skip that step of having to deal with so much pain in order to want to change? I had to go through that, and if my pain helps others, then it was a blessing. But for you, I'd rather you just realize that there is a better you out there and make that change without having to go through such a huge life event that makes you somewhat look back and say, why couldn't I have been the person I am now back then? Just become the person that you want to be right now. I call me striving for my best A+ Francis. I came up with this with me and a couple of friends. Like, why don't you just become A+ Francis? Oh, well, actually, I said is I want to become that best version. So you're definitely welcome to adopt this. If your name is Samantha, become A+ Samantha. If your name is Michael, become A+ Michael. Whatever analogy you want to use, just get there, baby. I know you can. So it's true north, the best version, greatest version. All these are just kind of, they're labels of what you want to be. At the end of the day, once you get there, you'll know. You can call it anything you want. For me, A+ works because it seems like I started at like a D, and then a D+, and a C-. But in the last few months, I put it on overdrive and have come a long way to A+. And I'm not saying I'm 100% there. It's a life journey. But I know that it's a hell of a ride, and it's a fun ride. And just getting started and just striving and seeing the changes is so exciting. It's so wonderful. Also, I don't want you to think there's any kind of set time frame that you need to become this new version of yourself in. There's no rush. It's not a competition. It's not going to happen overnight. So for some people, it happens in a few weeks. Some people, it happens in a few months. That's not the point. The point is you get there. You get to the end. If you get there in 5 minutes, well, 5 minutes is a little exaggerating, but say you get there in 5 weeks, you get there in 5 months, as long as it takes, just get there. So if you notice yourself taking these steps that I'll be talking about in my videos and my blog, and you don't change overnight, don't worry, join the club. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm sorry to say that. But it's a process. But the process is the key word. You have to trust the process. As long as you believe in yourself and you're taking the steps, like I said earlier in my video, whether it's steps from me or anybody else that can help you, if you're taking the steps and you're trusting the process, you will definitely get there. So you don't have to worry about losing your motivation because you are your own motivation. Once you start seeing little changes, like anything else, you practice something and you start doing it, and next thing you know, you're getting better at it. So if you start doing your self-improvement, little by little, day by day, you start seeing the changes. It's like when you go to the gym and you start seeing changes in your body. It gets you motivated, it gets you excited. Same thing here. It gets you motivated, it gets you excited, and the next thing you know, that loss of motivation is out the window, and there you are on the fast track. Fast track, of course, in your pace, not in anybody else's pace. Please be on your pace, take your time, what feels right for you. When you get there, you'll know. So in the next few weeks, I'm gonna be posting videos on this channel and also blog posts on my site, rebornmind.com, in how you can start taking those steps and what tools you can use to start paving that path and taking those steps to that greatest version of yourself. When you start, it's gonna feel pretty daunting. It's gonna be like, how am I gonna get to that mountain at the top? But trust me, it's exciting, it's fun. If you start enjoying it, you'll actually have fun with the process. And before you know it, you'll be to that summit. And that summit is the greatest version of you. As I said earlier, trust the process, enjoy it, and you'll get to the top of that mountain. I have 100% faith in you that you can succeed. When I started out, I didn't know if I had the faith in me, but I got here. I didn't think I would, and I did, and you can as well. And I'll do anything I can to make sure that you do. And for the first time, and hopefully a lot more times down the road, may God and the universe bless you. Thank you.